All right, we will get started a little bit early. Hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome to another Satisfactory stream. So let the automationing begin for tonight. We are going to be hopefully working towards the next space elevator tier because we've pretty much maxed out everything that we can do in the phase that we're in. The problem is this next tier requires a lot of stuff. 2500 versatile framework, which times 6 means we need, is that 15,000, I believe, steel frames? Am I doing that math right? Yes, 15,000 steel frames. And quite a few modular frames as well. 1,250 modular frames, which, how many stacks is that? 25, I think? Which I think I have 25 stacks of modular frames, so, but the steel beams, that's a large need. And then here we need 500 of these, which means that's a lot of rubber, that's for sure. 500 times 15 is 7,500 rubber. And a lot of motors, 1,000 motors and 1,000 smart plating. And then these things are a beast. They require 15 of the wiring from before. 10 circuit boards, 2 heavy modular frames, 2 computers. But that's to make 2 of them. So I guess we need, what is that? 100 heavy modular frames, 100 computers, and 750 of the wiring stuff, and 500 circuit boards. I think that's right. Yeah. So that's not too crazy. A lot of those things we can just grab from storage. The only ones that I'm more worried about are, excuse me, motors. We have 1,000, so I guess smart plating, we'll have to grab what we need for 1,000 of that. And then we'll want to do steel beams automated actually from the supply lines. So I made a few more rifle cartridges since the last time we all hung out, and I'm going to put away this black powder. And I think I'm gonna go get rid of all these empty canisters because I don't need them. So we'll zoom on over to our glorious little oil factory. Oh, I just realized I still have the preview on OBS on my second monitor, which slows down rendering quite a bit. So we'll just plop these in here. Actually, we'll plop them over here so that I have plenty of fuel. Just do that, and then I should be able to grab all the fuel that I need. Okay, now how much rubber do we have? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5,000 in here. And how much did I say I needed? Let's see. I needed 500 of these, is that right? I wish I could easily see. So 500 times 15 is 7,500. So I actually need another storage container full of rubber. So we're just gonna connect this up to, oops, I'm on the wrong building menu here. We're gonna build another one. I guess I can just build it right next to it. We'll just connect them up. So that way we can store up enough rubber. And circuit boards, I forget if I'm storing those anywhere. I don't think I am because there's no need for circuit boards except for as an intermediate. So yeah, it looks like I'm actually using all of them up. And I'm actually out of copper sheets. Why am I out of copper sheets? Because I'm out of copper ingots. And how am I out of copper ingots? I thought I fixed the smelting area over here. Oh, we gotta upgrade this guy. Launch me faster. Okay. So the copper is coming from over here. where I have 3 smelters going full time. And I never selected copper for that one. Huh. Well, that'll do it. Okay. Well, I think that should fix it. Also, these need to be higher tier belts, but yeah. I think I have enough copper coming in. I don't need to worry about that. I'm also curious about power. So it looks like we are charging still, so our consumption is still under our capacity. Those fuel turbines are running nicely, I would assume, at this point. Ow. I guess without Blade Runners, you don't have to fall very far to get hurt. And then we're still crafting heavy modular frames, with the slowdown being encased industrial beams. And we're crafting computers with the slowdown being, I guess, circuit boards, which we kind of knew was a danger coming into it. And I forget why circuit board... Oh, circuit boards are just slow right now because I ran out of plastic. I think I'm overclocked these, so the numbers should be correct. 25 plus 15 is 40. Are these making 40? Yeah, I've got 4 constructors doing copper sheets. So now that we have the right amount of copper, we should have the right amount of circuit boards. So computers should be okay. And steel, turn on my little light. Steel's the other main thing that's going to be the issue. We're making steel here. Steel beam, steel beam. And then this guy is on standby because I need to have enough to make steel pipes. And that's only running at 50%. Oh, that's weird, but it's slowly building up. Okay. So my steel pipes are slowly building up. I really wish I had the encased industrial pipe recipe, which allows you to make encased industrial beams a bit more cheaply. But alas, we do not. So I probably just want to build a couple more foundries. Unfortunately, they're expanding in this direction, and I have stuff in the way. So I'm gonna have to make a secondary building area to the side here. And I'll use those beautiful glass foundations instead. And we'll just build some more foundries out to the side. Oh, I also want to announce, this is officially the early access. We're no longer in the experimental of Satisfactory, update 4. So this is officially the build of the game that's been released to the public, so it should be a bit more stable. The recipes should stop changing around, though the recipes they were messing with were ones higher up. And I also believe they moved... Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I must be wrong. I thought they had moved, it's called the hover pack. It's like a jetpack, but it helps you hover. I don't know exactly what it does. I haven't seen it. But it must still be in after Phase 3. I thought they had talked about moving it into Tier 6. But it must still be in Tier 7. So we can't get that yet. I should probably get the better pipes going. I'm not making a lot of heavy modular frames, that's for sure. So I really need to improve my encased industrial beam production. But copper sheets I do have plenty of. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then plastic and rubber at 400. Gotta get launched over for that. So our plastic is where? Oh yeah, I'm not storing it anywhere, am I? That's unfortunate. Let's remedy that. That should do it. Now I'm storing plastic. Okay, and we needed 400 rubber. And then I'll grab an extra stack. And are we still... Yeah, we are still making rubber. I just want to make sure. Looks like this guy's still running at 100%, which is good. And how's my heavy oil residue? It's good that this is not full. I wonder... Okay, so we are utilizing all of our extra residue. That's good. I wasn't sure if this was going to be enough. So this is enough to utilize all of our extra residue to make packaged fuel, which then gets unpackaged into these pumps, or into this pipe network. And weirdly enough, you know, I wonder if these are going to run out soon. I'm guessing these fuel generators will run out of fuel just because I think the reason I had enough fuel was because I was not needing this fuel for rubber. And now that I am, I'm guessing those fuel generators will slow down a little bit. But this is what batteries are good for, is they kind of help even out all of those things. So by the time we start using our batteries, they'll run the extra power for a while, and by that time I'll probably have filled up all of this rubber. I like to see things move faster. It's more satisfying. Okay, so I still need some more plastic, which is probably in here by now. Not quite as much as I wanted. Let me just make sure all my plastic farms, I guess they're not farms, what are these called? Plastic refineries, I guess is the right word, are running at 100%. 100, 100, 100, 100, 67. Uh-oh. So that means... What mark of belt are these? It's a Mark III belt. That's a Mark III belt. That belt is a Mark III. That belt's Mark III. Mark III. Mark III. So if these are all Mark III, that should be able to handle 270. I have no idea what mark is in between those. But it looks like Mark III. So I don't actually know what is going on here. Oh, well, I guess, so it's just trying to get rid of all the extra is what's happening. So eventually it would all get used up, but with the conveyor belt Mark IV, we'll use it up a lot faster. Like the stacks of 200 plastic that are inside of each building. Well, that's weird. Okay, so we need a splitter there again. And now that should run a little faster and use up all of our spare plastic that we have. there too. Oh, and this isn't hooked up, of course. Okay. Encroaching clearance? What are you even talking about? This is all messed up. Okay, let's try this again. We're just gonna build out to here. We'll put a splitter in a normal spot. Move that pipeline support. And then this will go up. And then connect up with our plastic. I'm going to downgrade that belt because that one has no need to be using up my encased industrial beams. Okay, so now we should see everything flowing at the Mark IV speed, which means these buildings back at the beginning should pretty soon be seeing 100%. Yeah. And we can see this is even draining out. Alrighty. So plastic throughput issues are solved. And we will go ahead and run back to upgrade our pipeline engineering. I'm going to make this a bit longer so I can jump on it anywhere. Whoop. Or fall off of it anywhere. Okay. We will put everything in. Launch. Feels good.
Milestone reached. Improved pipelines and pumps can now be constructed, capable of handling increased throughput of any fluid, as well as providing increased pressure handling for better vertical transport, respectively.
Okay, so it costs 2 copper sheeting and some plastic. So thankfully that's still a pretty cheap way. I assume the pipeline junction is just infinite, like it doesn't actually count as flow rate because they didn't give us a new one of those. And then we have Mark II pumps, which are awesome because they have 50 meters of head lift. And they only take twice as much power, so they're actually more efficient too. We just have to carry around a few motors. And then we can still build the valves, which I guess match whatever tier you're at, and that will limit pipeline flow rates and directional flow, so you can make sure it only flows in one direction. I still wish there was a way to do priority liquid splitting, just like there was the smart splitters. We need smart pipelines, but alas, there's not. Okay, so what we want to do is work towards the first steps of this. And to do that, we're going to need more steel. So I'm going to start with that, and then we'll work on getting those steel beams set up. I should hook this up. It's fun. Bloop. Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to probably double up here. We're going to do 4 more of these. I think is how I want to start. Yep, that should be perfect. And so we'll do 4 more foundries making solid steel ingots. And then we will make sure we have the coal and iron supply to match that. Because we might not currently. And I'm gonna build a pillar out here. Just to make myself feel a little better about my horrible building habits. There we go. You know what? I think I like, when the base is mostly underground, I like to put the base up here, and then we can just put a foundation under that. And that kind of makes it look a bit better, I think. And then what we need to do is connect a power pole so we can zip line up. And what's fun is now I can jetpack. Wait. Weird. I don't know what. I guess maybe that's too steep. There might be a limit on steepness. Let's try it out here. Yeah, there we go. Because what I was going to say is I can kind of jetpack up to it, and then it can get me a lot higher, and then I can keep jetpacking. So, it's definitely going to be a lot easier to get hard drives now that we have the jetpack. Plus the zipline. That's a good combo. Okay, so 4 foundries. And we will set up our splitters again. Okay, and then I'll come 2 squares backwards. Up. Again, who do I tell? I don't know why the rotation changes. You know, you can see here I've got it rotated so that the input is towards me to the splitter. And then when I build that, it immediately turns the splitter so that now the input's on the right rather than towards me. Rotation should stay the same when you stack splitters, and I don't know why it doesn't. Maybe there's some secret I'm missing, but that's a bit bothersome. Did I get that one right? No. Got that one wrong. There we go. Okay, and then we will move those. Ooh, those are a little close. I guess that's fine. And we'll stick with Mark III conveyor belts just because, again, there's no real need to use Mark IV. I'm never going to use more than 270 of anything per minute. I only need 40 of each thing per minute. So technically, if I was being smart, I would use Mark I belts because they would actually limit each one to consuming at most 60, even while these are stacking up, and that would help it kind of balance out faster. But I'm not a smart man, and I like things to go fast. Conveyor belt go brrr. So we will attach up all of our conveyor belts to the splitters, attach the splitters to each other, which I've goofed big time. And all the splitters are facing the wrong way. How did I do that? Holy cow. I don't know how I managed to goof that big. Okay, splitters need to be attached from the right. There we go. And we'll do some conveyor belt Mark III action. Now these ones I do actually want to be Mark IV, at least the first couple. Because I might eventually overclock things to be going faster than 270. Because altogether these can use, I guess, only 160. They produce 240, but they're only using 4 times 40, which is 160. Yeah. So they're not using that much. But we'll at least have a few tier 4 belts on the thoroughfares. And then I think these splitters are facing the wrong way too. They sure are. Okay, I'm a dingus. That's fine. Hopefully I can build the splitters on the belt there. That's something you didn't used to be able to do, and they added that functionality, and it's amazing being able to build a splitter on the end of a belt that's already built. We want these to be Mark IV. Because you used to only be able to build splitters and mergers either directly on, you know, the ground or whatever, or foundation, or you build them on the middle section of a belt, and you couldn't build them on the end of a belt. So it's nice that we can do that now. Alright, so we're ready for iron ingots and coal. First thing I'm gonna do is just split this coal right here, because it's kind of already giving me, oh shoot, already giving me what I want. And I don't know if I'm making enough iron ingots, but the coal, we'll just have to upgrade everything to a tier, whatever this is, tier 4 belt, and then we'll overclock the miner as much as we can, and we'll see how much coal we can get out of it. At most, I can now use 320 coal per minute, because I've got 8 foundries using 40 per minute. So I need 320 coal and 320 iron. Right now, the amount of iron I'm making is 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240. And I just said 320. So we need 3 more smelters. So we'll extend this out a little bit. Beep, beep. And one more for good measure. Quite literally, like we'd be measuring not very good if I didn't do one more. Okay, merger, merger, merger. And then we will use, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the smart thing. Like I said, I'm gonna use Mark 1 conveyors for these attachments. And then I'll use Mark 3 for these few. Now I actually need to upgrade these to Mark 4 at some point once they pass 270, so after the 9th smelter. But I'll improve it a little bit before then, just because. And then we'll upgrade these belts. And I'll actually keep that one 270, because we mentioned before the most I would ever need is 160. So unless I overclock those big time, I'm not going to need more than the 270. But we'll split right here, and then I'll attach those iron ingots over here. Again, that should be a Mark 3, not a Mark 4. And then we can just power all these up. And oh my gosh, can I just say how happy batteries make me? Because I don't even have to worry about if that's gonna destroy my power system. Because even though it went above my production for a second, we've got batteries to back me up. Quite literally. Okay, so we've got more steel. That's good. So we need to merge all that together. To the left. To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. This merger needs to go a different direction with its life. Probably out the front there. And then we'll just do Mark 3s. Okay, I apparently did not line those up. Thought I was lining those up. Let's try again. Merger actually lined up with the other one. It's got the arrows, or the little green lines, I mean. Which I thought I was doing that from the beginning, but apparently not. Okay, so Mark 3 belt. Mark 3 belt. Mark 3 belt. Mark 3 belt, Mark 3 belts, and there we go. Okay, so that's a lot more steel ingots. And I think because our conveyors can support it, I'm just going to merge this with this other belt over here. And then we're gonna upgrade this to tier 4. At least for a few sections. And now I should be able to turn on these 2 standby machines. So now we have 5, is it? Yeah. So these will use up to 300 steel per minute. And what do I have? 8 times 6 is 480. So that leaves 180 for steel pipes, which is 6 constructors, and I only have 4 running at the moment. This one's idle. Why is this one idle? Oh. Because it's neither getting steel ingots nor using steel pipes. That's kind of weird. But I think that should help out with the steel beam issue. Now the problem is I'm using the coal and iron I already had figured out, which I think I had slight amount of extra iron, but definitely not enough to run all 8 of those foundries. So we also forgot to power up our smelters here. That's part of the problem. Oh, I didn't even do more splitting. Gosh, amateur hour. I'm fired. Okay, splitter. 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 Everything's connected. Bam. And then powered. Power. Power. Lots of power. Okay. So then this input, and at least the first 3 or 4 conveyors, need to be switched to Mark IV as well. So I'm going to need a lot more Mark IV belts to upgrade this all the way back to the source. So I'm going to go grab a few hundred more encased industrial beams. And my 4 encased industrial beam producer, where are you guys? Is this where they're at? Yeah. These poor guys are struggling big time. So let's crunch our numbers real quick. We've now got 5 steel beam producers doing 15 per minute, running at full time once I have enough stuff. So that'll be 75. I want a decent amount of that to be used by these. These are currently using up to 48. So I'm going to add 1 shard. So that'll add 12 more. So this will use up to 60. So that'll leave 15 per minute for making other stuff. And then concrete-wise, that means I need 75. Which I don't think I have. Yeah, we've only got... I'll just use a couple shards. I don't feel like making more buildings. So that should help a little bit with our encased industrial beam problems, because now I will be getting 15 per minute, which is at least closer to giving my heavy modular frame manufacturer over here. He needs 10 per minute, and he's not getting 10 per minute. So that'll help him out a little bit. And honestly, the thing I really need to do is just go get hard drives. Because there are 2 recipes, and maybe they've changed them around a little bit since the last time I played. I need a bunch. I'm just going to take them all, because I need to go get more coal. In any case, then they might have changed it since the last time I played, but there's a recipe that replaces the steel beams you need in the encased industrial beams with steel pipes. And I mean, it changes the recipe around a little bit too, but essentially you just don't need as much steel to make them. And obviously that's a great thing. And then there's another recipe that uses steel pipes, or I forget what it changes. It changes this recipe for heavy modular frames though, to use, I don't remember. I think it uses concrete instead of screws or something like that. But whatever it is, it improves, again, it improves the efficiency quite a bit. in terms of what you actually need in terms of raw resources to build. Okay, so we're upgrading iron ore first. Something's fishy. Why is that not running full tilt? That shouldn't be stopping at all. Because these aren't stopping. We should be consuming more than 270 per minute. So something's off. Yeah, those three are still not running. You know what? Did I ever select the recipes? Man, it really is amateur hour today. I apologize to everyone who's yelling at their screens at home. Now these three are running. Gosh, I didn't even connect the splitters in the back. I didn't connect the power. I didn't select the recipe. Okay, but that should do it, and now we should see this whole line of iron being consumed, because 270 is not enough. So we have to upgrade the belt all the way back to the source, so it can handle up to, what, 480, I think Mark IV belts can do. Okay, upgrade the conveyor lift. Okay, and we'll just keep upgrading this all the way back. Hopefully there's enough iron ore coming out of those miners. I might need to do some more overclocking, which I'm fine with doing. I haven't even collected a fraction of the power shards that are out in the world. And I'm wasting quite a few power shards right now too, just having them sit in like that random concrete constructor and stuff, so if I really need more power shards, I can get them. Okay, so this guy... Yeah, so we'll just overclock him to 240. That guy's at 120. This guy's at 120. Put together, that is 480. So I should probably overclock this one as well. So now just those two together, this should be giving me like 600 per minute. Gosh, that's a lot of iron. That is a lot of iron. Holy cow. So I think this works fine, because this makes sure this belt is saturated, and this belt splits off later to join the other one underneath. So I think they should both be pretty saturated here in a second. Once the increased rate catches up, we'll kind of hang back a little bit just so we can make sure. Whee! Can I grab on? I love the zipline. It's such a fun object. Okay, how are we doing here? So what we want to see is this guy being fully saturated. Although technically we only need 320 per minute, we don't need the full 480. So I guess it doesn't have to be fully saturated. It's also worth noting this belt up here is priority split, so you can see that's why it's not doing half and half, because we've got these smart splitters that can do that now, which is very nice. Okay, so now we should see this belt, yeah, pretty much full. And we gotta work our way up. You know what I kind of want to do now. This is maybe not a great idea, but I want to try it. So I want to try putting one of those little jump pads. And I know I kind of already did this, but we're going to go as horizontal as possible with just one tick up. And see if that propels me faster than the tier 4 belt. And it's definitely pretty fast. Can't complain. Alright, so now these iron dudes should be full. Yep. Looks like we are providing all the iron that is needed. That's sweet. So now coal is the issue. So yeah, like these two foundries on the end are not running at full speed because we don't have enough coal. So we'll grab some more encased industrial beams and hopefully have enough to upgrade our coal belt all the way from the coal miner, but that might not go very well, just because I don't know if we have enough encased beams. I guess we'll see. But I'll go back to home base here and grab a few more encased beams, and we'll see if we can make it happen. I can never remember where they are. Yeah, we don't have a lot. Encased industrial beams are expensive. What is that? 602. Well, I guess we'll see. So... and we have shards? Yeah, we have got 5. I just want to make sure I have enough power shards because we will need those. So our coal is coming from here. So the fastest way to upgrade this is actually going to be use our little transport system to fly all the way to the other end. And then I can just ride the conveyor back and upgrade it as I go. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Yeah, I think I was thinking about the sulfur. The sulfur is way farther. This is close enough that I think we should have enough. Woo! Man, we're flying now. Okay, yeah, we only needed a couple hundred there. Okay, so we upgrade this left side. And then up here, and we're almost there. Alright, that should do it. Wait, where is this coal going? I don't even remember. What is... oh, that's the coal for powering the truck. That's what that is. It's been a while since I've thought about that little truck. I bet he's still doing trips. Or tractor, whatever it's called. Yep, he's still going back and forth. I see him moving on the map. Here we can see he's on his little route picking up quartz for the rest of his life. Not that trucks are alive, but I think you guys know what I mean. Alright, so let's check on the ends here and see if these work their way up to 100%. Yeah. It's got 33 coal in it, so... I don't know the formula they use to calculate these, but it takes a couple minutes to kind of catch up the percentage. But when you see it building up here, you know that you're good. Okay, so then I should see, yeah, an insane amount of steel ingots here. Which, I think right now I'm actually making more steel ingots than I can use. Which is a good problem to have. So we're using 300, and then we're using how many more? 120 more? So I could, if I wanted to, I could have another... because it seems like I'm not using all my steel pipes. I could have another 50% of one of these running to grab another 30 steel ingots per minute. from the line. And then that should all actually work out perfectly to use 8 foundries worth of steel, which is a lot of steel. That should all add up to 480. Because there's 330 in those constructors, and then there's 150. Oh, I did the math wrong, didn't I? Yeah, so this is 5 times 60 plus an extra 30, so that's 330. And then each of these is 30, but there's only 4 of them. So I'm actually still 30 short. And like I said, I already have enough pipes. So why is that a different color? What does that color mean? Does that just mean it's overclocked? Is it always that color when you're overclocked? Have I just never noticed that? Oh my gosh, look at that. I've never noticed that. So there's a little bluish white color on the post. Yeah, it's over there too on that one. Because I overclocked that one. Well, that's super cool. That's an easy way to find where your power shards are. Does it change color with more shards? Or is it always that same color? Looks like it's always the same color. Okay. Well, still. That's actually a really handy feature that I just discovered. That's cool. But yeah, so now that gives us even more steel beams. So now the number is essentially 6 constructors worth, which is 6 times 15, which is 90. So we're getting 90 steel beams a minute. These are using 36 and 24 is 60. Huh. I still need, how many did I say? 15,000 or something? Yeah, I need 15,000 for the space elevator phase 3. And even if I was storing all of them to use for that, 90 per minute to 15,000. So that's about 100 per minute. So that's still about 150 minutes, even if I wasn't using any to make encased industrial beams. So steel beams are in high demand, let's say. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to overclock this one too. Which really means I should just add a third one, but I've built spaghetti like an idiot and don't have room for a third one. So we'll just overclock because we can't plan ahead. And then we're using 72 steel beams a minute, but we're getting 18, which is almost enough. You know what I'm going to do? We are going to fix this to be 12. Oh, that's exactly another doubling. Okay. The reason I'm doing that is so that we'll finally have enough encased industrial beams to fully run my heavy modular frame factory. And this will be using 48 plus 36. That's 70 and 14, 84. So we still have 6 per minute extra steel beams that go towards... Oh, I need some for the screws. Forgot about that. So let's drop this down to 11. $44 and 36, that gets me 80. So that leaves 10 steel beams a minute for my own personal supply, along with the steel screw recipes that I'm using. Which I think those use a very small amount. Let's double check. Yeah, they use 5 per minute at the most. So, okay, so that should all work. So we'll actually end up getting our full heavy modular, heavy modular frame recipe. Plus we'll start building up 11 per minute. Or no, that's exactly right. So we'll start building up 10 per minute encased industrial beams into our storage. Now, as far as concrete, we just messed those ratios up again. So we've got 45 plus 55 is 100. So we need 100 concrete. What we're going to do is we're just going to build another constructor here. probably move this limestone over a little bit so that we've got more room for this constructor. Yeah, it's in the way. Okay, well, I must move you for a moment, sir. No, the floor is too steep. I feel like the floor is too non-existent would maybe be a better sentence when there literally is no floor. It's kind of funny when it says it's too steep. It's like, well, I don't think steepness is the problem. I think the fact that it's not even there is the problem. But what do I know? Okay, so we'll add one more. And then just so that I don't have to use any overclocking, I'll just add a fourth. Mark 3 belt. I'm so glad that somehow you can still build in that gap. Like, you can't really see what you're doing, but the auto snapping just kind of works properly, and that's really nice that it does that. Okay, but the limestone is coming here, I think? Which, we've got a little bit of a mess on our hands now, because this needs to be a splitter. Oh, I know what I'll do. We'll just have the limestone come in here. And then split into this. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay. We can make this better. Because then these can be on the ground as well. That's better. Okay, so split. And then the splitter back here will just feed into those other two. And then we'll use a conveyor lift to go down to about the level of this guy. And connect this up. And there we go. The only question is, do I have enough limestone being mined to support all of that concrete? And I'm just gonna let it run for, oh no, our coal. Are we running out of coal? I thought we had enough. This is at 100, this is at 100. Oh my gosh, we don't have enough coal. What is going on? Oh, the miner is the problem. I forgot to overclock it more. Gosh dang it. Yeah, okay, well we're gonna have to run back to the coal real quick. That is okay. Do I have a launching pad anywhere near here? I don't. I need one. I swear I have one over here, don't I? I really don't. Interesting. Let's build one. Conveyor pole, tier 4 belt. That is all we need to be happy in life. I always feel like an airplane coming in for a landing when I jump from belt to belt like that. Feels really cool. Okay, so this guy is unfortunately maxed out at 300. Just kidding, it's a minor Mark 1. I was about to be really worried because I was like, well, crap, 300's not enough. Because we actually need, what's it called? 320 just for the steel, plus I'm doing a few other things with coal. So I was about to be very mad, and then I realized we never put a minor Mark 2 here. Are you kidding me? Missing steel pipe 20. Do I have... Oh, I was hoping I'd have steel ingots in my inventory and I could just handcraft steel pipes. But alas, I do not. And I don't have any iron ores. Okay, well, that sucks. So I have to run all the way home just to get 20 steel pipes to build that miner. Good news is we have tier 4 belts all the way back. Time for the flashlight. Oh, shoot. Did not mean to... That's the danger about hypertubes, is they will... If you get too close, they will pull you in. Okay. So do we actually have everything we need this time? We do, although I'm very low on modular frames as well, so we're going to grab another stack of those. So this should work out a little better for us. Okay, miner mark 2, right there, power line, connected up, super fast belt, connect that up, and then, oh yeah, so we're already at 240. So all we need is 2 power shards, and that will completely max out this belt at 480 per minute. That is beautiful. Okay, so that should do a lot of good for our steel manufacturing. So we'll give this a minute to catch up here. Tier 4 belts are so fast you can't even move backwards on them. Can't slide either. The other thing that's a little interesting is how slow the jetpack is if you are trying to move in midair from a standstill. Like, you can't get very much speed at all. And I feel like they should at least let you accelerate up to like the jogging speed, you know, the speed that I'm running at right now. You should at least be able to go that fast with your jetpack from a standstill. It's weird, you know, you can maintain whatever speed you have, but you can't gain any horizontal speed. Interesting, I feel like, design decisions regarding the physics of the jetpack. But, okay, so that should be giving us plenty of coal now. So we can check on these numbers again. These guys in the front will have to build up a little bit of coal first before everything is fully saturated. I don't remember turning the flashlight off. Maybe I did. I thought I just turned it on already, though. Okay. So hopefully we see the coal building up over time. Looks like it. We might be slightly short on this one until these first two back up, but I think we got most of our steel production now. Okay, well that has all been a journey. Just to mainly improve steel production, to improve encased industrial beam production. I will say, it's a lot more work to improve your production lines in Satisfactory than in Factorio. You know, in Factorio you might just have a blueprint, you can just copy-paste it, but not so easy in Satisfactory. But hey, look, our heavy modular frame guy is at 100%. So that's a good feeling. That means we're actually getting 2 of those per minute. And our computer guy is still short. Huh. Okay, why is that? 20 circuit boards per minute. Okay, let's check in on that. We're short on circuit boards for some reason. So we've got 12.5 plus 7.5. So that's the correct number. That means we're short on something. Looks like plastic. Oh, you know what I bet it is? So these need 80 plastic per minute, and I bet it's just the fact that I am putting a bunch of plastic in storage right now. And I'm using plastic to make canisters, though it looks like that finally backed up. But yeah, it's just this storage container. So this will be full soon, and then we'll be getting the amount of plastic that we need. At least I'm pretty sure, right? Because this is 200 per minute. Uh-oh. Never mind. Our heavy oil residue's backed up. That's the problem. Or at least part of the problem. Okay, I knew this could happen. So that means, yeah, so we're running as much fuel as we can, which is cool. Can I stand underneath this thing? No. I was curious if that could stab me. So the problem... I mean, I do need to build a few more fuel generators. So the problem is this needs to be switched on, but I want it to send heavy oil here first. So we're gonna mess with the pipes a little bit here. And I'm gonna try to use the elevation of the pipes as kind of a type of, I don't know what you would call it, priority splitter? That's what you would call it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a junction where this goes up, and then I'm gonna have that come up and over there. And maybe we'll have it go up even a tiny bit higher. I don't know how high you can go before it won't even flow, but let's try it. Okay, I actually don't think it's gonna get that high, but I just want to try it out. See if this... Does this get any heavy oil? Oh, it actually does. Okay, okay. So we'll just turn this on then. And that can consume up to 40 of the heavy oil residue. And we're making 10 times 10, so we're making 100. I actually might need to overclock this, potentially. So I'm hoping this works. I guess we'll find out if, like, once the heavy oil starts running lower, hopefully it will use up all the heavy oil to go into here before it even overflows into this pipe. We'll see if it works that way or not. I've got a lot of petroleum coke saved up. I could run coal generators off of that, but it's more efficient to make the fuel anyway, so this is more just a way to get rid of stuff. And we have built up a lot of awesome sync points, that's for sure. Okay, well hopefully that's using up enough heavy oil. I overclocked it so I can use up to 60. This guy... Well, but I'm not using 120 fuel per minute. How much fuel am I actually using? Well, we can make one more fuel generator. I'm gonna do that real quick. Ooh, there's a power slug down there. You guys see that? There's a purple power slug, which at some point I'm gonna have to go fetch, because purple power slugs are 5, whatchamacallits, that's the official term, 5 power shards. Okay, line this up. Pipeline, pipeline. And then power. Okay, well that should help with our power consumption a little bit as well, because we just started consuming a lot more with everything I just overclocked. I would build a second one, but I don't have the resources. So altogether, these are consuming 60 fuel per minute, which is exactly half of what this can provide, which means this can really only... So you know what, I'm just going to take those overclocks out for now, because the fastest this can have fuel used is 60 per minute anyway. So 30 per minute plus 60 is 90. And then that leaves 10. Well, I guess it'll do this first. So we'll be doing 52.5 at a maximum to make rubber out of. Which actually can use 30 at most. So I think all the numbers work out. I'm not gonna stay and watch it forever, but it does look like we've almost finished the, 10, was it 7,500 rubber we needed or something crazy like that? For all the things we have to craft for the space elevator phase. And then, yeah, I'm gonna grab some more fuel while I'm here, and then we'll double check on a couple other things for the space elevator. Kind of see where our numbers are at. So you can see that a stack of 100 fuel, it does last a while, but not a crazy long time. Like 100, has only lasted me about an hour of gameplay. I guess technically 80 units have lasted me about an hour of gameplay, but... Alright, so we should be seeing this guy get back up to 100% soon. Hopefully. I guess I never double checked on my plastic production. So first of all, we're almost backed up there, which will help, but this guy's at 100%, 100%, 100, and I'm stuck, and let's see. Yeah, okay. Seems like they're all at 100, or at least mostly at 100. So once the plastic backs up into this storage container, which will be any moment now. That just doesn't feel like 200 per minute. Maybe I'm crazy, but shouldn't 200 per minute be half of that belt? Well, or close to half, with it being 480. Just feels like something's not... Oh, well, I guess we're making rubber too. So some of the 200 is being siphoned off. But they're all running at 100%, so I guess we are seeing 200. But yeah, we're using 30 of that, so there's really only 170. And then out of the 170, we're only seeing half of the 170, which is 85. No, right? Yeah, 85. But wasn't 85 enough? I'm gonna grab 2 sacks just to have... Isn't 85 per second still enough to run these circuit boards at full capacity? Maybe not. 50 and 30. Yeah, so something's fishy. If these are not running at 100%, I actually don't totally... Oh, because I'm a dummy. Some of these pieces of plastic are going to make computers too, because computers need plastic. For some reason I was thinking the plastic was only used in these 2 buildings, but that was an incorrect assumption, because we're actually using them to make the computers themselves as well. Okay, well once that storage container backs up, we will actually have 170, and this only needs 36, those need 80, that's 116 total. We will have that. Perfect, okay. And let's check on some of our storage needs. Okay, so versatile framework needs modular frames and steel beams. I actually want to get that going ASAP. So we are going to switch this one over to versatile framework. I am going to overclock this. Probably with 2, at least for now. And we need how much? I did the math before. I said like 50 stacks of... Let's see, so 2,500 divided by 2 is 1,250. It's stacked to 50. So 20 stacks is 1,000. So no, 25 stacks of modular frames. So what I'm going to do real quick is just logistics, organization. So we're just going to put all our crap in here. Oh, store all. There we go. And then I can grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 250. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 250 more. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there we go. So that is exactly... Wait, no, that's 1,200. 6 by 4 is 24 stacks. So we need one more stack, which we have in our original inventory. So we've used up all of our heavy modular frame, or regular modular frames. And for now, I will just plop those all in here. And we gotta repower these buildings up. Oh, but I don't have cable in my inventory. Because we dumped my whole inventory. Just for a moment. Okay, so then I also need a bunch of steel beams. How many steel beams, you ask? 15,000. I think was the number. Thankfully, we have a lot in storage already, and I will take all of those and all of these, minus maybe 1 stack. And I'm going to put all of those into this industrial storage container. How many do I have? 24, 4,800? 5,000, almost 6,000. And I think the count was 15,000 that I needed total. 6 per versatile framework times 2,500 is, yeah, 15,000. So this is 1/3 of the steel beams that I need. Right there. And we'll take this guy off standby. So at 10 per minute, this would take 100 and... No. How many do I need? 2,500. That would take 4 hours, basically, running by itself. So, yeah, we're gonna have to give it some help at some point. Although 4 hours is not as long as it sounds. You know, I could go explore for hard drives for 1.5 hours, and a lot of this would get done, which is probably actually what I'll do. Once I get all these things set up, we'll just go explore for a while, and a lot of it will be done by the time we get back. So modular engine, unfortunately, along with adaptive control unit, I need manufacturers for those. So this one, we're gonna turn back on, power it up. That needs to be Mark II power pole. So I actually have an inkling that 4 hours is fine. So I just took out the power shards from here. So now I'm just using less power, but the same result of 10 per minute. These are already kind of split anyway. And now I'm going to deconstruct these assemblers. And we'll need a manufacturer. which needs heavy modular frames, so I'll go grab those real quick. And we'll set up construction of the second part, which is the, what is it called? Like modular engine or smart engine? I don't remember. We need heavy frames, which are right here. Okay, so manufacturer, we'll just put it right here. And we need this bad boy to build modular engines. Gosh, 1 per minute. That's pretty slow. 500 minutes is maybe a little bit too long, so I'm gonna build 2 manufacturers to make these. Which means our storage containers are not in the right spots anymore. Oh, that's not how I wanted that to be built. Is that because of that stupid bush? Why is this up on stilts? I have no idea. But what I want to do is put industrial storage containers, hopefully in such a way that I can split the 3. They only need 3 resources, right? Yeah, rubber motors, oh, and smart plating, barf. So I'll need 1,000 smart plating on top of all of this. Ugh. So an assembler for smart plating. And the smart plating, that just means 1,000 rotors and 1,000 reinforced plates. Okay, well that's not too bad. We'll put those into storage containers. Too close. Okay. So those will be 1,000 each of reinforced plates and rotors. And then that'll be powered up. And that'll give smart plating to this guy. And we'll have a splitter. Oops, I just did some clapping. And that will go around to here. This conveyor will attach. And then this conveyor will attach. Yeah, look at that, no clipping, and I don't need this one. Okay. So I need 1,000 motors. No, wait, rubber. The rubber is a stupid big number. What was it again? 500 times 15. That's 7,500 rubber. Right. Okay. I don't know if I can fit all that in my inventory, but I'm gonna try. 7,500 rubber. Oh, I didn't need to keep this guy here for a second. Okay, store all. I'm gonna keep my fuel here. And I guess first I'll grab the 1,000 reinforced plates that I need for smart plating. I'll also grab the 1,000 rotors. And then I needed... What else did I need? 1,000 motors? That's a lot of motors. Shoot. That's gonna take my base a while to rebuild. Okay, so we'll put all those down, and then we will go grab the rubber. I honestly need to make a little launching pad for myself here. Okay, motors go in there. That'll be rubber. This is for rotors and reinforced plating. Now, what's the rate here? 2 per minute? So at 2 per minute, each of these will need 2 per minute to make 1 per minute. So we need 4 per minute, which means I need to overclock this, and I got rid of my inventory. Okay. So 7,500 rubber and 2 power shards are what I currently need. Let's see if we have that much rubber. And then I think I'm actually going to have to work on power, because all of this is going to drain my power pretty fast. But 7,500 rubber is 37.5 stacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 20. This will make 30. That'll make 5 more. And then 38 stacks should be plenty. Alright, well that was a lot of rubber, but enough rubber. So that's good. And then I need to grab 2 power shards on the way back. To overclock our smart plating. So that'll put us at 250 minutes for both, right? Because this is 10 per minute, we need 2,500. This is 2 per minute, and we need 500. That's so much rubber. That's just insane. Okay, and we're overclocking this guy. So let's see how much power that wastes, because right now we would take 30 megawatts if we just built 2 of the building. And by overclocking, we use 45, so we're actually wasting like 15 megawatts. Maybe I'll fix that later. Okay, well we've got 2 things running. Definitely need to power these up with cables that we're not holding. Okay, we'll grab my inventory back. And then finally, I need another manufacturer that makes adaptive control units, which this makes 1 per minute, so the rate is nothing to worry about. Automated wiring is the problem. So we need 7.5 automated wiring per adaptive control unit. So 7.5 times 100 is 750. So again, we'll need an assembler with 2 storage containers feeding into it. Now let's check the rate on automated wiring, 2.5 per minute. We need 750. That's 300 minutes. Alright, so we'll need to overclock this guy a little bit. Power it up with the power pole right here. Of course, it still won't tell me what the... Oh, here. 3.75. That'll require 200 minutes. I don't know what number I would need to make it exactly 250 minutes, but that would be kind of fun. And then we need 750 stators and 750 times 20. So 15,000 cables as well. I did not know I was going to need that many cables. I definitely don't have 15,000 cables, so that's something we'll have to work on as well. The 750 stators, though, I think I do have. Unless... Hold on. Am I not storing stators anywhere? You know, I'm kind of thinking this feels like a crime that I slowed down my wire or cable production now that I need so much of it. Okay, well, I'm not even storing stators anywhere. Because I think in my head I thought they were only used for motors. But that's not true. Yeah. So, what we're going to do is we are going to split stators off into a storage container. Just for now. Until we have 750 of them. Which is... Do they stack to 50? Or 100? They stack to 100. So... I do want to put in some prevention here from making too many. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8 stacks. Actually, we'll do 7 because we can always take half a stack from the assembler. Okay, so that'll be all the stators we need. And then wire... I'm actually just going to find another copper node, I think, and just make a bunch of... Or, I mean, cable. Because we need 15,000, and we only have 2,000. So I'm probably going to find another copper node that I haven't tapped into yet, and just put a bunch of constructors next to it. Smelters and constructors, and I'll just make the cable right there. And just forget about trying to mess with our base. Because it's just a one-time thing. That I'll need those 15,000 cables. But let me think. There was something else I needed that scared me. What was it? Let me pull up the... I don't remember what it's called. Adaptive control unit. 100 computers, 100 heavy modular frames. Oh, right, circuit boards. So we need 500 circuit boards. That's the thing I need to actually consider. So, 100 circuit boards are going to come from over here. And yeah, so the problem is we're not overproducing circuit boards at all. Or I mean 500 circuit boards. So, we're just going to have to slow down our computer production for a minute. Or a few hours. Because how many am I making? 20 per minute, so 500 is only 25 minutes worth. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. So we'll split off half, and I'll do the same thing, where I block off a lot of the squares. Oh, wait, I don't want to open in Krydax. Okay, so I want to say circuit boards actually stack to 200. Of course, this is running at 100%, so I can't see. Shoot. I'm quite certain, actually. But let me... Yeah, okay. There. You can see they're 101. And as far as I know, nothing stacks to 150, so... Okay, so that'll store up 600, which is a little bit more than I need, but better than 400, which is less than I need. And that will be the circuit boards. The computers and heavy modular frames really need 100 of each, which is all in all a pretty small number. I think we just already have that even. I mean, I have close to 100 heavy modular frames, and I definitely have 100 computers, so. Sweet. Okay. Well, I will feed it what I have so far, which is not quite sufficient, but it can at least get a head start. Take all the cables. And I guess I can use this one, actually. I can just kind of fly in between there. Alright, so we need heavy modular frames, computers. I think I will just hand feed. I'll just have to come back in 50 minutes to put more in. Circuit boards we'll put in a storage container. Which we hook up. This needs to be powered up. And then automated wiring. And I can't remember, did I do the math on the time? Yeah, 300 minutes, but I overclocked it. Perfect. And automated wiring is just a lot of wires and something to wrap them all around, which is stators, right? Don't have any stators yet. So what I'm going to do here is make a launching pad. This way I can go fast. Okay, so the stators were up here. And I've at least got 260, which is enough to get me going. It might not seem like a lot, but that's a third of what I need, and I have a decent chunk of the cables that I need, like a fifth. So by loading all of this in now, we'll be able to do, I don't know, like 60 or 100 minutes worth of the crafting for adaptive control units that I need. And so that actually makes a big difference in the long run, in terms of how often I have to come back here and load stuff up. Merger. And we want all of this to run back to the space elevator. You know what? I think I'm being silly. There are space elevator entrances on this side, and I will just use those. Okay, there we go. Ooh, look at all those. That's pretty. It's quite nice indeed. This is idle because of automated wiring. Okay. So the fastest that'll ever run is 3.75 per minute, which means this should be underclocked at 50%. Because that'll actually save us power, and there's really no reason not to, because we're never going to get the wiring any faster. So, at least until we run out of something and build up a backlog. But yeah, I think I'm going to need to call it an episode soon here, but we've done most of what we need to do for this. We're still waiting on some circuit boards, some stators, some steel beams, and then a bunch of cables for the automated wiring. And I think I got everything I needed for the modular engines, yeah. So we've got a lot of what we need. The steel beams will build up over time. I may need to, at some point, to work on the steel beams a little bit. Oh my gosh, I have modular engines in my inventory. That's ugly. And then we'll need to go get a bunch more cables, probably at the beginning of the next time I stream, which will be on Thursday, hopefully, at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And then we'll work on, I guess, just maybe doing some exploring. Maybe I'll get a little bit more power generation going, because I'm guessing our power right now is atrocious. It's actually not as bad as I thought. We're underproducing by about 250 megawatts. Which this says I'll run out of power in about 30 minutes, so maybe that is a little bit worse than I thought. So we'll definitely be doing power next, and then we'll work on more cables, and then we'll kind of see where things are at. By that point, we'll probably have enough stators and circuit boards, and then I'll just need to decide if I want to just wait for the steel beams or try to automate even more steel beams. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're here on Twitch, make sure to hit the follow button so you get notifications when I go live. Or don't. I don't really care. I'm never going to pressure you to follow me, but, I mean, it's nice if you do, I guess. But you do what you want, you know? And then if you're watching on YouTube, same idea. If you want to hit follow, you'll get notifications when I go live. I also have a Twitter, twitter.com/Krydax8, where I will plan on announcing when I go live with streams, and I will announce whenever I upload YouTube videos. My YouTube upload schedule is a little dicey, but I try to get out a minimum of 2 videos per week. It usually ends up being closer to about 4, though. Just kind of depends on the weekend. And yeah, other than that, let me know what you guys think in the comments on Twitch or on YouTube. And if you want to hit me up on Twitter with any thoughts that you have, I'm happy to kind of chat there too. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.